Hey ladies, I'm starting to realize that the only way to become your ideal self is to become obsessed with yourself. Because when you're obsessed with yourself, everyone else becomes obsessed too. Think about it. When you pour into you the most out of any other person or thing in your life, and you focus solely on your elevation, the outward starts to reflect the work that you've been doing inward. And it's really interesting to witness. I find that ever since I began my level up journey years ago, and I became very intentional on crafting the body that I wanted, having the healthy hair that I desired, having the confidence that I've always desired to have as well, I noticed how my outside world started to reflect what I was desiring within and what I was creating within. And that's when you truly start to see your life change. And that's another part of Looksmaxxing. When you dive deep into perfecting your skin, working on your posture, strengthening your core, getting healthy hair, no matter what length you want it to be. Some people like shorter hair, some people like longer hair. Okay, is the hair healthy? Is it shiny? Is it thick? What are you doing to make sure that you are reaching your ideal self? Once you figured that out, once you start to really cultivate who you are as an individual, that's when you start to see other people pouring into you as well. Sometimes you have to start off with Looksmaxxing as assuming. So, of course, when you start your journey of Looksmaxxing and just becoming who you desire to become when it comes to your physical, you sometimes have to assume, because when you first start out and you look at the mirror, you're not going to be exactly where you want to be. But everyone starts somewhere. So you have to practice the law of assumption, which is just assuming I have long, beautiful hair if that's what you want. I have hair that has retained its length, it's healthy, it's shiny, it does not break off. I live in a beautiful state. I live in a beautiful home. I do my purpose and I have a career that is fulfilling to me. You know what I'm saying? You have to speak over your life and you have to speak over yourself. And you guys can let me know if you like a affirmations video. I would love to do a law of assumption affirmations video for you guys to listen to faithfully, just to start to shift your mindset and really decode some of the harmful subconscious beliefs that you have ingrained in your brain from trauma, from childhood, and from early adult life. Like I was saying, ladies, it is so important for you to really hone in on obsessing with yourself, and this is not to say you need to become like a narcissist or like, this completely self-absorbed bitch, right? That's not what I'm saying. But when you are alone and you have alone time with you and you're working on yourself, start to carry yourself like you are obsessed with yourself. Like, treat yourself like how you would want the man of your dreams to treat you. Let's all close our eyes right now and imagine how we would want our husbands or our future husbands to treat us. How do we want the man in our life to love us and appreciate us and pour into us? You get that warm, bubbly feeling when you close your eyes and think about that, right? You think about how he'll cater to you and pour into you and give you all the money you want and tell you how beautiful you are. But before you get there, you have to give that to yourself. Before you get to someone else loving you in that deep way and viewing you in that way permanently, not just the first couple months you know the person so they can get in your panties. The way to do this is to do it to yourself. Obsess over yourself. Every detail of your life should be romanticized. Everything. The moment you wake up, you should be romanticizing your morning routine. You're pouring into yourself in the morning. You're taking your mornings nice and slow. You shower, you lather your body up. You use a nice smelling body oil when you get out or a nice perfume. Make yourself a nice, wholesome breakfast. What are you doing to romanticize your life today? Everything should be romanticized. Even you going to get groceries, you should be in this aura and in this air and mindset of just, I'm this luxurious girl who's taking care of her needs and I'm going to the store. And when you get in the car, even if it's a car you don't want, ladies, imagine yourself in the car of your dreams and that you're just riding high and you're feeling so bossy and so confident. You have to start to romanticize and obsess over even the smallest things in your routine and in your day-to-day, because what this will do is it will teach your mind and your subconscious mind to love your current situation and to love your life. And when you begin to appreciate your life, you get more grateful. That's when things are poured into you more. When you can appreciate what you have currently and you romanticize what you have currently and you visualize while also romanticizing, it is a recipe for beautiful things to come into fruition for you. The world starts to open up for you when you romanticize and when you obsess over the smallest aspects of your life. That's when you start to meet destiny helpers. You start to meet people who help you along your path and along your journey. That's when you start to get doors open for you and people offer you things and you get the creme de la creme out of life, because not only are you mentally working on yourself to become your highest version, you're also looksmaxxing. So your external starts to reflect what you think about yourself. You know, when you wake up in the morning, are you in love with who you see? Even if you're not feeling the best, are you still telling yourself that? Are you still affirming yourself? You know, these things are so important because once you start to do this, you start to show it outwardly. Your skin starts to glow. Your hair starts to get longer and thicker and more beautiful and more shiny and more healthy. Your body begins to morph into the idea and into the vision that you have and what you've been speaking over yourself. You see, people who are obsessed with themselves, like when we look at movies and we see these archetypes and characters that are really self-absorbed and really obsessed, they never seem to have a care in the world. They always seem to be getting what they want out of people, even if they don't deserve it, because in the movies, they're usually bitches and they're usually like really horrible to people. But if we look at it on a surface level, when they're obsessed with themselves and they love themselves unconditionally, even when, you know, they may not feel the best or look the best, they still carry themselves like they're that girl. They still walk around like they know who they are and they don't let anyone tell them otherwise. These people usually always win. You know, they always win. They always get what they want. They always have the best outcomes. They always get what they desire from people, from situations, because they walk around expecting good things. They walk around obsessed with themselves, obsessed with how beautiful they are, obsessed with how successful they are or are trying to become. And naturally, the world starts to reflect to them what they believe, which is, I deserve this, I deserve that. And I know it's easier said than done. Don't get me wrong. We're still works in progress. We know that this is a process. But if you can start somewhere and just begin to teach yourself how to be obsessed in a healthy way, of not allowing lack of outward validation to make you feel less than, not allowing your traumas and your childhood hurts affect how you view yourself now, you will begin to see a whole new world open up for you. So a part of Looksmaxxing is obsessing over your beauty, obsessing over your body, obsessing over, you know, the lifestyle you want to live, because who else is going to do it for you? You know, the humbling police would love to tell you, oh, that's vain. Oh, stop thinking about that. That's not important. There's more important things in the world. Our beauty is what helps us to navigate this world on easy mode. Who doesn't want that privilege? If someone is trying to get you to denounce your privilege, they are trying to access it. Simple. Because if they had it, they would keep their mouth shut. No one with pretty privilege is going to tell another woman with pretty privilege that they need to sit down and humble themselves. So always remember that people who have something to say are the ones that wish they were in your position. But in our world, it matters. Being your best self matters. Having the best hair, the best skin for you. You know, we're not in competition with other women and other people. The best skin you can have is what I'm saying. The best hair you can have, the best body you can have, the best lifestyle you can have. All of those things play into your Looksmaxxing journey and how you can start to cultivate the world that you desire. Once you start to cultivate these things, your life will change. You'll get opportunities that you never thought you could have. You'll meet people you never thought you would meet. You'll meet the man of your dreams, because now you are not in a place of lack. You're not in a place of, oh my God, I'm less than, or I need to fix this, or I need to fix that. You're going to meet someone who loves every inch of you because you love every inch of you. Because you've done the work to dismantle the trauma and the doubt and the self-hatred to where now you can actually be loved by someone for who you genuinely are, because you love yourself that much. People can only love you as much as you love yourself. The second you stop loving yourself is the second that you lose that love from others. So become obsessed. And yes, there are going to be people that don't want to see you obsessed with yourself. There's people that will not validate you, that will, stop supporting you, that will make you feel stupid for trying to better your life and better your looks. But eventually they're going to fall to the wayside, because your life doesn't stop because those people don't support you or give you a pat on the back. And the people meant for you will find you, and you will begin to see that life elevate into places you've never imagined. So ladies, drop down in the comment section. Let me know your thoughts down below. I'll also be leaving my email in the description box, so you can share your stories with me there as well. Have a lovely day, ladies.